Welcome to Midnight Linux. So today we are doing a restoration of a Clonezilla image. I showed you guys a few weeks ago how to make an image. If you were, let's say, gonna try out a new Linux distribution, or if you're moving from Windows, and you're just not too sure if it's gonna work out for you. So I showed you how to make the image. So today what we're gonna do is restore an image. So make sure you put your Clonezilla USB drive that I showed you how to make on that first video. Make sure secure boot is off, and that's in advanced settings. So you just go to boot, secure boot, and then mine is other OS to turn it off. And let's go back to easy mode. Okay, so I set it now. I put it up as the first, the Clonezilla USB. I set it to be the first boot device because it was down here. So in ASUS, you just gotta move it up to the top. This is an ASUS motherboard, and then we'll go ahead and reboot. So so you should, in theory, have an image already, because of you followed the first video, let's say. So you have an image already saved on an external drive. Mine is just an external SSD that I use for saving images, because I kind of hop around because of the channel. So I do have my main system, which I like to go back to every once in a while to do work or whatever it is, and it's a Linux Mint system. So let me show you how to restore it. So when you get your Clonezilla and it boots to the drive, this is what you see. So you just hit enter, and then it's gonna load Clonezilla right here. It takes a couple of seconds, and like I said, Clonezilla is just a really good image software, because it's once you learn it, it looks a little overwhelming, but once you learn it, you see that it's very easy. It works really well. You can use it for Windows, and you can also use it to back up Linux. So it's just a really well made piece of software. Here you just pick your language. I'm gonna hit English, and your keyboard layout, I'm gonna hit enter there, and then start Clonezilla, I'm gonna hit enter. And then here you just want that first one to work with disks or partitions using images. The other stuff is for more advanced users, so I always just use it basically with an external disk. So leave it on the first one if you're doing the same. You can tab over to OK. Local device with local hard drives, and that's what I want. As you can see, you can also use a Samba server and this SSH server. So there are more advanced ways of backing up your system if you want to use them. But I always stick with local device. In my case, I just have a external SSD hooked up straight to my computer. So I tab over to OK, and then it asks to make sure that that external SSD with your image is already connected, and then hit enter. And I can see mine there. It's the SanDisk Dev SDA. So I hit Control C to continue. And then it'll right here just ask you to highlight which is the image drive, and mine's the SanDisk. So I highlight it with the arrow key, and then I hit tab to get to OK. And if you hit tab again, you can go back. So just make sure you pick your correct drive that your image is on, and then you hit OK. I'm gonna hit skip checking the file system. It checks your file system on the SSD, external SSD, if you hit the second or third option there. So anyway, I hit tab because I'm not gonna check it, and hit OK there. Here I want you to make sure not to make the mistake of picking the distribution. This is not the page where you pick your image. So here, this is where you pick the folder. If you have a folder that your image is in, most people have it like under a backup folder. You would highlight that folder. I didn't put it under a folder, so it's just like on the drive. So I just hit highlight the abort and tab over to done, and then it will look on the bare drive there. Okay, it says hit enter to continue, and then let's hit enter for beginner mode. Here is where we want to go down because we're restoring an image. So it saw that we have images, so now it's giving you the restore option. Otherwise you wouldn't see the option. You would just see the save disk or save parts option. But it saw that we have some images, so it gives us the restore disk option, which is what we want. You tab over to OK and enter, and now you choose the image that you want to restore to. So I highlighted up my Linux Mint right there, and then I tab over to OK and I hit enter. Here you want to choose the hard drive on your computer where the operating system goes. I only have one drive, as you can see. If you have multiple drives, make sure that you pick the correct drive where your operating system resides or was residing, right, originally. And then you want to tab over to OK and hit enter. Here I picked the first one because I'm going back to the same exact drive, so I tell it to use the partition table from the image. But let's say you have a new SSD and it's just a different size. Well, you can do create partition table proportionally, and it works good because I've used it a few times and it never has an issue. It it's what's cool about it is that it keeps the boot partition the same size. It only expands. The swap also stayed the same size. It only expanded the root partition and the home partition, and it does it not equally, so it does it proportionally. So it works really well if you're going to a new size SSD. Otherwise, like I said, pick the first one and then hit enter if you're going back to the same SSD that you originally had. Now it asks you if you want to check the image. I'm not going to check it. You can if you like. I'm going to hit tab and then OK. And then it asks you what you want to do when it's finished. So I'm going to choose to reboot or shut down. So tab over to OK. And then you just hit enter here. And then it asks you, are you sure? And you want to hit yes. And then it says, are you sure again? So you put yes. And it's going to start the process of restoring your SSD to your old operating system. So this takes a while, 10 minutes usually. So it's not a long process, but I mean, it could be long. It depends on how much stuff was in your drive, right? But I only have like 123 gigs to restore, so that's about 10-12 minutes, just to give you an idea. I will pause it here while it does the restore, and I'll be back when it's done. Okay, so we are about to finish here. About 20 seconds left, and we'll see the if it's successful. It should say that it was finished successfully. Yep, it says successfully restored image, and then you wait. It has to do a few more changes here, and it'll give you the option once it's done to shut down and or restart. So yeah, and let's just give it a second. This is like the last couple things. Okay, here it is. So right here it just says remember to power off or reboot. So just hit enter. Then I'm gonna choose to power off, so I can disconnect everything, and I'll restart the computer. It'll be back on Linux Mint. But as you can see, it's a simple process, and not much to it really. I know it looks like a lot when you first use it, but you'll get used to it really quickly. It is a really good tool. Definitely recommend having this on a USB. You can put it on a Ventoid drive or just a small USB. It doesn't really take up much space. It's only like 2 gigs or something. So there you go. I'm gonna let you guys go. I think that was the last thing I had to do to show you on Clonezilla. So Next time we'll see you, it'll be on a new distribution. And hope you guys learned something. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.